I'm not going to keep you guys here too long. I know there's some storm coverage taking place, so I want to make sure we get you out of here. But I'm here to notify the public of an arrest of a JSO police officer by this agency. Yesterday evening, Officer Reginald McKinney was arrested for 1 count of false imprisonment, which is a 3rd-degree felony, and 1 count of battery, a 1st-degree misdemeanor. At the time of his arrest, McKinney had been employed by the JSO for 2 years and 5 months. McKinney was hired on April 4th, 2022 as a police officer. Prior to being employed at JSO, McKinney worked as a deputy for the Clay County Sheriff's Office for 4.5 years. McKinney has resigned from the agency upon his arrest, and he is no longer a JSO employee. Now that McKinney has been criminally arrested, the state attorney, of course, will take appropriate action and prosecute from here moving forward. The following is a summary of of the events that led to McKinney's arrest. On September 4th, 2024, McKinney was driving his marked patrol vehicle and conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle due to the driver having a suspended driver's license. During that encounter, McKinney began remarking on the attractive appearance of the driver, even asked her for a phone number. After concluding the traffic stop, he directed the driver to follow him in her vehicle to a nearby location, which he did. Once there, he continued his personal advances toward the driver and made inappropriate physical contact with her. The driver of the vehicle came forward days after the traffic stop and reported the incident to our internal affairs unit. And due to the nature of the complaint, the criminal nature of the complaint, detectives with our JSO integrity unit took lead in the investigation and developed probable cause for McKinney's arrest. When a member of this agency violates the law, and I've said it time and time again, I'm going to say it again, I hope our officers are listening, I hope the public listens. We are not going to tolerate it. We're going to treat them like they should be treated. They're held to a standard. They're held to a higher standard than our public. And we're going to arrest them and we're going to prosecute them, and especially in a case like this. So I'm happy to answer any questions if you have them.
Sure. Do you know if the officer is wearing his body-worn camera?
Yes. Yes. And during the process of this stop, he turned it off, which is a major violation of JSO.
Do you mind explaining what the policy is for a body-worn camera, when it's supposed to be on, when it can be turned off? Anytime you're doing a police service or you have contact with the public doing police business, it's supposed to be on the entire time. Do you all happen to know, you may not know this, but whether or not he's involved with, that there's a funeral home that he's listed as possibly the owner of or an employee at? Do you know if he did that?
I know he worked at a funeral home previously. Any other questions? Yes.
If anybody else has experience with a JSO officer, what should they do, and afterwards, how should they approach the reporting the situation?
Well, first of all, this should never happen under any circumstance. This should never happen. I'm very aggravated by the fact that he did this because it undermines the trust with the public that they have in JSO. But second thing is this: if you're getting stopped, if it's dark, you feel uncomfortable, slow down, acknowledge that you're being stopped, let the officer know. You can put a thumbs up out it doesn't matter. Slow down, acknowledge, and then go to some place where you feel comfortable. If a police officer asks you to go to another location, if it's not official, like you're getting arrested, ask to speak to a supervisor. Do that so that we can make sure in a situation like this doesn't happen, because this is very, very frustrating. It should never happen. It undermines the trust that our community has in the JSO, and I don't like it at all. One thing I will say is this: I am very, very pro accountability, whether that be for the public, and I think you can see that in the numbers where we are crime-wise, and for the police. I will stand here all day, every day when we do it right. When we do it wrong, I'll stand up and tell the public about it and make sure that we can do everything possible for it not to happen again. So there's my answer. Anything else?
Sure.
All right, thank y'all.